move the, all right, so.
So Margaret.
Yes, ma'am. Take it away.
Zero keys.
We are all missing the great debut of Logan Gilbert tonight. That's a joke. It isn't Logan Gilbert that we're waiting with great anticipation for, is it now? Okay. Looking back in Mukilteo history, we're going to take a look at Jack Price. The Pacific Northwest attracted many young single men in the mid-1800s. The man buried under the name Jack Price in the Mukilteo Pioneer Cemetery is one of these. Louisa Fowler Sinclair remembered that he was a bachelor and that he worked for her father. Down there at the bottom we see highlighted in yellow, Jack Price, bachelor. Now, I'm not sure if the way she wrote it, it's Price or Prees or Press. Louisa's handwriting was notoriously bad and she was a bad speller too. But in any case, in the paper trail of documents from which I pieced together his life, he was referred to as Jackson Price, John Price, and John D. Press. It is this latter name, John D. Press, that brought his story together. John D. Press came to Washington as a soldier. That's why I'm doing his profile this month. He was born in Rockbridge County, Virginia, enlisted at Richmond at the end of the May 1848 Mexican War, and at age 23, he had gray eyes, brown hair, a fair complexion, and stood 5 feet 7 inches tall. He served in M Company of the 1st Artillery at Fort Steilacoom. This is an old photo of the original Fort Steilacoom. That was the original Army garrison in Washington. In 1853, he took out a donation land claim near Tenino in Thurston County. Then he served in the Washington Territorial Militia in our Indian Wars in 1855 to 56. His residence was in Pierce County in 1857. By 1870, Press was a shingle maker at Cadyville, which is now known as the town of Snohomish. And in 1871, he was living at Mukilteo. As the mail carrier between Mukilteo and Priest Point near Tulalip, Press would receive the mail from the steamer Libby. That's a steamer like this one. And he would bring it in a smaller boat across the tidal flats of the mouth of the Snohomish River. Sometimes the Libby dropped off passengers and cargo too for him to carry. On one occasion in February 1872, Press and another man were caught in the changing tide. The editor of the Puget Sound Dispatch reported, "In passing over a low piece of ground, he was swamped. Luckily, however, the telegraph operator saw him." That's the telegraph operator, Erskine D. Cromer, and went to his rescue. After about 2 hours in the muck, the carrier was rescued through the assistance of the operator. This sounded like ridicule to Press. He fired back with a letter to the editor. "I have been employed for the past 3 months to forward the mail from Mukilteo to Priest Point, which duty has been performed through all kinds of weather and to the satisfaction of all." Press wrote, "On the 26th, after the arrival of the Libby, I left with another man in a small boat, heavily laden with fruit trees, etc. By a sudden squall, the boat was capsized. My companion, being unable to swim, I was obliged to remain in the water for 2 hours and hold the boat bottom up that he might ride in it. But I clung to the mail till I was rescued by Messrs. Cromer, Crawford, and Vining, all of which happened 2 miles from shore in 20 fathoms water. I delivered the same mail in good condition and on time. So there." 2 hours holding up a boat in the frigid waters of Port Gardner Bay were not healthful for John D. Press. He died at Mukilteo on March 19, 1873, age 48, of a hemorrhage of the lungs. This military veteran is, I believe, the same as the man buried beside Nathaniel Fowler, and he died just 2 months later. I will add him to the list of veterans to be honored on Memorial Day at the end of this month in the Pioneer Cemetery. Are there any questions?
So he wasn't listed as a veteran before this, Margaret, on our list?
No.
Okay. Just checking. I thought that's what you meant, but I wanted to
Yeah.
just double check. Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so I will stop screen sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.